You think Costa Coffee is your go-to British high street staple, a safe choice for breakfast on the way to work, a quick lunch during your break, a treat to keep you going through the afternoon. Millions of Brits trust this brand every single day. But right now, while you're sipping that flat white or biting into that toasty, your body is processing ingredients you would never deliberately choose to put inside it. Ingredients that are engineered in factories, not kitchens. Ingredients designed to survive long journeys, long shelf lives, and massive profit margins. And they've wrapped it all up in the warm, familiar colours of Britain's favourite coffee shop. This video is going to show you the exact products you should never touch again at Costa Coffee, why the entire menu is built on ultra-processed industrial food engineering, and how this brand has betrayed the trust of British customers. Let's begin with what most people consider a safe and wholesome breakfast or lunch option: the toasties and paninis. You see them sitting there behind the glass every morning. Ham and cheese, turkey and trimmings at Christmas, mozzarella and tomato for the vegetarians. They look simple, comforting, the kind of thing you might make at home with a sandwich press and a couple of slices of decent bread. But that is not what you're getting, not even close. What you're actually buying is a product made in a centralized industrial facility, wrapped in plastic, shipped out to thousands of Costa stores across the country, and then reheated in a panini press to give the illusion of freshness. The bread isn't fresh baked. It's mass-produced with dough conditioners, preservatives, emulsifiers, and palm oil to keep it stable during transport and storage. The cheese is not a simple block of cheddar melted between two slices. It's processed cheese with stabilizers and extra sodium to stop it separating or going off while it sits in that fridge waiting for someone to order it. The filling, whether it's ham or turkey or vegetables, comes pre-mixed, pre-seasoned, pre-portioned. It has been designed to taste the same whether you buy it in Manchester, Brighton, or Glasgow. That is not cooking. That is industrial food replication. And here's the thing that should alarm you. These toasties can sit in a chiller for days without changing texture, flavor, or appearance. And just when you think you've dodged that problem by choosing something plant-based or ethical, the next category hits you from a completely different angle: the vegan and vegetarian option. Costa loves to market itself as inclusive, plant-based, forward-thinking. Walk into any store, and you'll see oat milk, coconut milk, vegan pastries, and vegan paninis. They position these products as the healthier, more ethical choice. But here's what they're not telling you. Vegan does not mean whole food. It does not mean simple. It does not mean unprocessed. Take the plant-based milk alternatives. Oat milk, almond milk, coconut milk. These aren't just oats blended with water. They're heavily processed liquids made with stabilizers like gel and gum, emulsifiers like sunflower lecithin, and added oils, often rapeseed or sunflower, to create a creamy texture that mimics dairy. The ingredient list is long, the processing is industrial, and the nutritional profile, often worse than the semi-skimmed milk it's replacing. Higher in sugar, lower in protein, full of seed oils that your body struggles to process efficiently. But it says vegan on the label, so people assume it's the virtuous choice. Then there are the vegan toasties and paninis themselves. These are packed with meat substitutes, vegan cheese, and sauces that have been formulated in labs to replicate taste and texture. The ingredients read like a chemistry experiment: methyl cellulose, modified starch, yeast extract, natural flavorings that are anything but natural, preservatives to extend shelf life, flavor enhancers to make up for the fact that these products taste like cardboard without them. But this next item is even worse, because it pretends to be fresh. The sandwiches and wraps. These are what Costa wants you to grab when you're in a rush. Chicken and bacon, tuna mayo, cheese and pickle. They sit there in the chiller looking perfectly acceptable, convenient, quick. But in 2023, Costa had to recall 4 of its savoury sandwich and wrap products because they might contain small stones. Small stones, a choking hazard. The Food Standards Agency had to step in and warn the public not to consume these products. Now think about what that actually means. These sandwiches are made by a supplier, not in the back of your local Costa, not even in a regional kitchen, in a massive centralised factory that churns out thousands and thousands of units every single day. And somewhere in that factory, in that process, stones got into the food. Stones, foreign objects that could choke a child, an elderly person, or anyone who didn't notice in time. And this wasn't a one-off mistake. It was 4 separate products, all recalled at once, which tells you that the contamination happened upstream, in the supply chain, before the sandwiches even reached the stores. This is the reality of mass production. When you make food at this scale, for this many locations, cutting costs at every turn, mistakes happen. And when they do, they don't just affect one store or one batch. They ripple out across the entire country. Even when they're not contaminated, these sandwiches are still ultra-processed. The bread is fortified with added vitamins because the refining process stripped out all the natural nutrients. The spreads and sauces are thickened with modified starches and stabilized with emulsifiers. The fillings are pre-cooked, pre-mixed, pre-packaged. Everything is designed to survive long transport times and extended shelf life. And that's just the start. Let's talk about the breakfast items. The bacon rolls, the sausage baps, the egg muffins that people grab on their morning commute, thinking they're getting a proper cooked breakfast. These look hot, fresh, made to order, but they're not made to order at all. The bacon comes pre-cooked and pre-portioned from a central supplier. The sausages are pre-formed, pre-cooked, loaded with fillers and binders to bulk them out cheaply. Rusk, potato starch, stabilizers. Some of these sausages contain as little as 60% actual meat. The rest is cheap filler, designed to absorb water, increase weight, and maximize profit margin. The eggs are not cracked fresh in the back of the shop. They're pre-scrambled liquid egg products, or pre-formed egg patties that have been shaped in molds, cooked in industrial ovens, frozen, and then reheated on a flat top when you order. These breakfast items can sit in heated cabinets for hours without degrading. Real eggs go rubbery, real bacon dries out. But these products stay soft, moist, and pliable because they're engineered with moisture retainers and fat replacers. Then we come to the cakes, muffins, and pastries. Walk up to any Costa counter and you'll see rows of them. Blueberry muffins, chocolate brownies, almond croissants, lemon drizzle cake. They look like they've been baked that morning. Warm, inviting, fresh. They've been made in a central bakery, frozen or chilled, transported in bulk, and then finished or warmed up in store to create the illusion of freshness. These products are packed with cheap fats, refined sugars, and seed oils, palm oil, rapeseed oil, sunflower oil. These are industrial oils that are cheap to produce, stable at high temperatures, and perfect for mass production. But your body doesn't process them well. They're inflammatory. They're calorie-dense without being nutrient-dense. They're in almost every single baked product Costa sells. And then there's the sugar content. A single muffin can contain as much sugar as a can of cola. But people don't think of these as junk food. They think of them as a little treat with their coffee, something to tide them over. What they're really doing is loading their system with refined carbs and sugar that will send their blood glucose soaring, followed by a crash that leaves them tired, irritable, and craving more. It's a cycle, and Costa profits from every single part of it. Now let's talk about what you're drinking, the speciality drinks, not the simple black coffee or the plain cappuccino. We're talking about the frostinos, the frappes, the golden caramel lattes, the iced mochas with whipped cream and drizzle. These are the drinks that sit front and center on the menu boards, the ones with the glossy photos, the ones that look like desserts in a glass, and that's exactly what they are. Except Costa sells them as coffee drinks, so people order them thinking they're getting a caffeinated beverage to keep them going through the afternoon. Let's start with the frostinos. A medium salted caramel frostino contains 335 calories and a staggering amount of sugar. The golden caramel frostino, 48.7 grams of sugar, that's 12 teaspoons, in one drink. To put that in perspective, the NHS recommends adults consume no more than 30 grams of free sugars per day. One frostino blows past that limit by more than 50%. And these aren't even positioned as occasional treats. They're on the regular drinks menu, right next to the lattes and cappuccinos. But here's what makes these drinks even more problematic. It's not just sugar. Look at what else goes into them. The frostinos are made with a frappy powder base that contains milk solids, vegetable oils, glucose syrup, stabilizers, and emulsifiers. Then they add multiple pumps of flavored syrup. Costa uses Monin syrups, which contain sugar syrup, glucose syrup, natural and artificial flavorings, preservatives, and coloring agents. For a medium drink, they pump in 3 shots of syrup. So when you order a frostino, you're not getting coffee with a bit of sweetness. You're getting a multi-layered, ultra-processed beverage engineered in a lab to deliver maximum sweetness, creaminess, and visual appeal. Then there are the iced flavored lattes and cappuccinos. These sound more innocent than frostinos, but don't be fooled. These drinks are loaded with the same syrups, the same sweeteners, the same industrial ingredients. And here's the other problem. These drinks are designed to be addictive. The combination of caffeine, sugar, fat from the milk and cream, and synthetic flavorings hits multiple pleasure centers in your brain at once. You get the stimulant effect from the caffeine, you get the dopamine rush from the sugar, you get comfort and satiety from the fat. Your brain registers this as a highly rewarding experience. So you come back again and again. And if you think the meal deals are saving you money while keeping you healthy, think again. The meal deals look like a bargain on the surface. Walk up to the counter and you'll see them advertised everywhere. A sandwich or wrap, a snack, and a drink bundled together for what seems like decent value. Office workers grab them during lunch breaks. Students pick them up between lectures. Parents buy them thinking they're getting a proper meal for their kids. But here's what nobody is telling you about these meal deals. You're not getting value. You're getting 3 separate doses of ultra-processed industrial food packaged together to make you think you're saving money. The snack options tell you everything you need to know about Costa's priorities. Crisps fried in rapeseed or sunflower oil. Chocolate bars packed with palm oil and refined sugar. Protein bars that sound healthy but contain more additives than actual nutrition. Every single snack option is designed for shelf stability, not health. The crisps can contain more salt than you should have in half a day. The chocolate bars deliver a sugar rush that crashes your energy within an hour. And those wellness-marketed protein bars are candy bars in disguise, wrapped in health claims. So when you buy that meal deal, you're not getting a balanced lunch. You're getting a sandwich with a recall history, a snack fried in cheap oils, and a drink packed with added sugars or synthetic sweeteners. 3 ultra-processed products bundled together. And because it's marketed as a deal, people buy it every single day. It becomes routine, and over time, that daily dose adds up. Weight gain, energy crashes, blood sugar swings, gut problems, long-term metabolic damage, all because you thought you were just grabbing a quick, affordable lunch. Now let's zoom out, because this isn't just about one dodgy sandwich or one sugary drink. This is about the entire system behind Costa Coffee. A system designed for scale, profit, and efficiency, not quality, safety, or health. Costa operates more than 2,400 stores across the UK. Every single one of those stores is supplied by centralised production facilities. That means your toastie, your sandwich, your breakfast roll, your cake is being made in the same factory as thousands of others, then distributed across the country. This is mass production, industrial food manufacturing. And when you operate at that scale, mistakes are inevitable. And here's the other issue. To make food survive this kind of supply chain, you have to engineer it. You have to add preservatives so it doesn't spoil in transit. You have to add emulsifiers so it doesn't separate. You have to add stabilizers so the texture stays consistent. You have to use seed oils because they're cheap and stable. You have to load products with salt and sugar because once you strip out the natural fats and flavors, you need something to make it taste acceptable. None of this is about nutrition. None of this is about quality. This is about making food that can be produced cheaply, transported efficiently, and sold at scale while maintaining a consistent profit margin. Think about a pregnant woman grabbing what she thinks is a simple sandwich and a coffee. She's being careful, trying to eat well. But she doesn't know that sandwiches were recalled last year for contamination. She doesn't know the flavored latte she's drinking contains 25 grams of sugar and synthetic flavorings. She doesn't know the oat milk she chose to be healthier is full of seed oils and stabilizers. She trusts the brand, and that trust is being exploited. So what do you do instead? Because we understand, life is busy. You can't cook from scratch every single meal. You need quick options. But there are better choices, far better choices. Start by making simple food at home whenever you can. A sandwich with real bread, real cheese, and real ham takes 5 minutes. Porridge with oats and fruit is cheaper and healthier than any muffin Costa sells. Eggs on toast, pasta with olive oil, and vegetables. None of this is complicated. None of this requires hours in the kitchen, and all of it is real food. Make coffee at home. A simple stovetop espresso or a cafetiere with real milk costs pennies compared to what Costa charges, and you know exactly what's going into it. No syrups, no stabilizers, no glucose syrup, just coffee and milk. If you do buy coffee out, order it plain. No flavored syrups, no whipped cream, no caramel drizzle, just a black coffee or a simple flat white with real milk. That way, you're getting actual coffee, not a dessert disguised as a drink. We're not saying never set foot in Costa again. We're saying treat it for what it actually is, not a safe, everyday option, not fresh food, not a healthy choice. It's industrial, ultra-processed convenience food, designed to be cheap, profitable, and consistent. Next time you walk past Costa Coffee, remember what's really inside those products. The toasties with processed cheese and engineered fillings, the vegan options wrapped in green marketing, the sandwiches recalled due to stones, the breakfast items with 60% meat sausages, the muffins with as much sugar as cola, the frostinos with 12 teaspoons of sugar, the meal deals with 3 hits of ultra-processed food, 7 categories, one system designed to prioritize profit over your health. If you wouldn't cook with those ingredients at home, why would you let this place feed them to you every single day?